The Emperor does not die giving a victory speech. He does not die seated on a throne. He dies screaming, not from rebellion, but from his own power. Blue lightning tears through his body inside the Senate office, the same energy he used to dominate. The galaxy turns against him. His robes burn, skin blackens. His scream echoes through the towering chamber, not the voice of a ruler, but the desperate cry of a Sith Lord, realizing too late that he has lost. And in that single moment, everything changes. Across the galaxy, Order 66 still activates. Clone. Troopers receive the command. Weapons turn. Jedi fall in corridors, hangars, and war zones. But something is missing from the chaos. There is no Emperor to guide it. No. Sidious pulling strings behind the curtain. No Vader storming the Jedi Temple. No. Central mind controlling the purge. Just fractured orders, confused commanders, a republic collapsing without a master. Meanwhile, Anakin Skywalker races through the halls of Coruscant. His heart is pounding. His thoughts are screaming. Palpatine promised him salvation. Promised to save. Palm promised power over death itself. Anakin bursts into the Chancellor's chamber, expecting answers. Instead, he finds silence. Smoke drifts through the room, burned. Furniture lies scattered. 3 Jedi Masters are dead on the floor. It's at the center of it all. Palpatine's body, lifeless, broken, unmoving. Anakin stares in disbelief. The man who held his future in his hands is gone. The dark path that was laid out for him suddenly vanishes, leaving him alone with a choice he never prepared for. Does he fall anyway? Or does the galaxy get a second chance? Hours earlier, the Senate chamber was alive with violence. Mace Windu stood firm, purple blade humming in the air. His robes were torn, his breathing heavy. Behind him, Kit Fisto leaned against a pillar, injured but still standing. On the floor lay again Kohler and CC-10, fallen in the opening seconds of the battle. Palpatine no longer looked like a harmless politician. His face was twisted with rage. His voice was raw and monstrous. "You dare challenge me?" Snarled, "I am the Senate." Lightning exploded from his hands, filling the room with blinding blue light. Da-da! The power shook the walls. The air itself seemed to scream. Mace stepped forward and raised his blade, and the storm turned. Vopit awakened. Instead of simply blocking the lightning, Mace absorbed it, redirected it, magnified it. Palpatine felt it instantly. His eyes widened as the dark energy surged back into him. Stronger than before. He tried to stop. He couldn't. The feedback loop trapped him. The power he had gathered for decades turned into a prison of his own making. His screams echoed through the chamber as the lightning burned away his false appearance, revealing the true monster beneath. Mace was forced backward by the intensity. He watched, stunned, as the Sith Lord collapsed under the weight of his own ambition. When the light finally faded, silence returned. Smoke filled the air. Palpatine lay motionless on the floor. Dead Mace approached carefully, blade still ignited. Sensing for deception, there was none. The shadow and the Force. The ancient darkness that had haunted the Jedi for years was gone. For the first time in a generation, the galaxy could breathe again. Mace deactivated his saber and dropped to one knee, exhausted. Kit Fisto slowly rose beside him, wounded but alive. 2 masters had fallen, but the Sith were finally broken, or so it seemed. But even as Palpatine breathes his last, his final contingency activates. Across the galaxy, in the command chips implanted in the brains of every clone trooper, a signal pulses. Order 66. The most terrible of all the contingency orders, the one that brands every Jedi a traitor to the Republic. The clones have no choice. The inhibitor chips override their free will, their personalities, their friendships. They become weapons, and the Jedi become targets. On 1,000 worlds, in 1,000 battles, clone troopers turn on their generals without warning or hesitation. On Utupo, Obi-Wan Kenobi is riding his Varactyl through the sinkhole levels of Po City, pursuing General Grievous's remaining forces. Commander Cody stands on a platform high above, watching through his macro binoculars. His comm link crackles to life, and a voice he doesn't recognize speaks a phrase he's never heard before. Execute Order 66. Something changes in Cody's eyes. The warmth, the personality, everything that makes him an individual vanishes, replaced by cold programming, signals to his men, and they raise their weapons. Obi-Wan doesn't sense the danger until blaster bolts are already streaking toward him. His lightsaber ignites on pure instinct, deflecting the first few shots, but there are too many. His Varactyl roars in pain as multiple bolts strike its flank, and they plunge together into the water-filled depths of the sinkhole. Obi-Wan hits the surface hard, the impact driving the air from his lungs. He forces himself to swim, down into the darkness where the clone troopers can't see him. His lungs burn and his robes drag at him, but he keeps going. Above him he can hear the splash of thermal detonators hitting the water. The explosions are muffled, but still powerful enough to send shockwaves through the depths. He finds an underwater cave system and follows it, letting the Force guide him. Minutes pass, then hours. When he finally surfaces on the far side of the city, he's alone and exhausted. His comlink has been destroyed in the fall, but he doesn't need it to know something is terribly wrong. Through the Force, he can feel it. Pain, death, betrayal. Jedi are dying across the galaxy. He reaches out with his mind, trying to sense what's happening, and that's when he feels it. The great darkness, the shadow that has lurked at the edges of his perception for years, is gone. Palpatine is dead. On Kashyyyk, Dada stands on a wooden platform overlooking the beaches where Republic forces are mopping up the last separatist resistance. The Wookiees fight alongside the clones, their roars mixing with the sound of blaster fire. Yoda closes his eyes, meditating on the battle, when suddenly, he staggers. The Force screams a warning. He spins, his lightsaber already in his hand, as Commander Gree and his lieutenant raise their weapons. The green blade flashes twice, and both clones fall before they can fire a shot. But Yoda takes no satisfaction in this. These men were his friends, his allies. Something has corrupted them. He reaches out with the Force, sensing the broader galaxy, and what he feels nearly drives him to his knees. Hundreds of lights are winking out, Jedi dying, not in battle against droids or separatists, but murdered by their own troops. And beneath it all, a great disturbance. The dark presence that has plagued the Republic is gone, snuffed out like a candle. But its final act continues to ripple across the stars. Yoda closes his eyes and lets the grief wash over him. The Jedi Order, ancient and proud, is being destroyed, and he cannot stop it. On Felucia, Aayla Secura is leading her troops through a fungal forest when Commander Bly receives the order. She doesn't even have time to turn around before the blaster bolts strike her in the back. She falls among the massive mushrooms, her blue skin fading as life leaves her body. Dawn. Megito Kiadamundi stands on a crystalline bridge when his clones open fire. He deflects the first volley, his lightsaber a blur, but there are too many angles of attack. He falls, his last thought a question. Why? Kan Kitone Moidia. Plo Koon is piloting his starfighter through a canyon when his wingman clones he's flown. With 4 months, target his ship. The explosion is brief and bright, but not all Jedi fall. Some through instinct or luck or the Force itself survive those first terrible moments. And in those survivors lies hope. On Salyokami, Saint Sally senses the danger a split second before her troops fire. She leaps from her speeder bike, using the Force to cushion her fall, and disappears into the wilderness. On Kashyyyk, Quinlan. Voss feels the wrongness through his psychometric abilities and vanishes into the forests before his troops can organize. On Felucia's moon, Shak Ti, having been reassigned from Kamino to inspect the medical facilities, feels the disturbance and immediately activates the temple's emergency protocols in the skies above Coruscant. Anakin Skywalker pilots his Jedi starfighter with reckless precision. He's just destroyed the last of the Vulture droids harassing the Republic fleet, and his mind is not on the battle. It's on Palm, on the dreams that have haunted him, on the promise Palpatine made that together they could learn to save her from death. He needs to get to the Chancellor's office. needs to make sure the Jedi aren't making a mistake. Master Windu was going to arrest Palpatine. But Anakin knows in his gut that the Chancellor is the key to saving Padme. His comlink crackles, and Obi-Wan's voice comes through, strained and distant. Anakin, stay away from the temple.
Our Order 66
has been activated.
Yes.
The clones are killing Jedi, but the transmission cuts off before Anakin can respond. His hands tighten on the controls. Killing Jedi? That doesn't make sense. Unless Palpatine was right.
Unless the Jedi really are trying to take over the Republic.
His mind is in turmoil as he sets course for the Senate building. He needs answers. He needs to know what's happening. But most of all, he needs the power to save Pagar, and only Palpatine can give him that. He lands on the Senate building's platform and runs through the corridors. Senate guards try to stop him, but he brushes past them with the Force. His heart is pounding. Everything is happening too fast. He should have been there with Master Windu. He should have helped arrest Palpatine properly, through legal means. But if the Jedi are killing the Chancellor, 3 Jedi lie dead on the floor. Anakin recognizes them, Master Kohler, Master Teen. And there, near the window, slumped against the wall, is Mace Windu. Kit Fisto kneels beside him, his own robes torn and burned. And in the center of the room, twisted and broken, lies Chancellor Palpatine. As Anakin's world stops. He stares at the body, unable to process what he's seeing. No, this can't be happening. Master Windu, what have you done? Mace looks up at him, and there's no triumph in his eyes. Only exhaustion and sorrow. What we had to do, Anakin, was a Sith Lord, Darth Sidious. Yeah. He orchestrated the entire war. Anakin shakes his head, backing away. You're lying. The Chancellor was a good man. He was going to help me. Help you do what? Mace struggles to his feet, leaning heavily on Kit Fisto for support. Help you give in to fear and anger? Help you fall to the dark side? Anakin, he was using you. Everything he told you was manipulation, but Anakin can barely hear him. All he can see is Palpatine's body. The man who believed in him when the Jedi Council didn't. The man who promised him the power to save Padme, and now he's dead, and with him, Anakin's last hope. Anakin's hand drops to his lightsaber, and for a moment, the future hangs in balance. He could attack, could give in to the rage boiling inside him, could make the Jedi pay for taking away his chance to save his wife. But then, through the haze of his anger, he hears Obi-Wan's voice in his mind. A memory from years ago. Fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering. He's suffering now. The pain is overwhelming. But killing Mace Windu won't bring Palpatine back. It won't save Padme. It will only drag him deeper into darkness. His hand falls away from his lightsaber. He stands there, shaking, tears streaming down his face. Master Windu watches him carefully, ready to defend himself if necessary. But Anakin doesn't attack. Instead, he turns and runs. He can't be here, can't look at Palpatine's body anymore, can't face the Jedi who killed his last hope. He runs through the corridors, past shocked senators and confused guards. He reaches his starfighter and takes off without a flight plan, letting the Force guide him. He doesn't know where he's going. He just knows he needs to get away. But as he flies through Coruscant's sky lanes, something changes. The bond he didn't even know he had, the connection Palpatine forged between them through months of manipulation and dark side influence, suddenly severs. It's like a tether being cut, and Anakin gasps as his mind clears. He can think again, really think without Palpatine's voice whispering in his ear, steering his thoughts toward anger and fear. He realizes where he's going. To Padme. Of course, to Padme. She's the center of everything. His love for her, his fear of losing her, it's all tangled up in the choices he's been making. But now, for the first time in weeks, he can see those choices clearly. He lands at Padme's apartment and rushes inside. She's standing by the window, one hand on her swollen belly, tears streaming down her face. She's heard the news. The entire holonet is exploding with reports. The Chancellor is dead. The Jedi tried to overthrow the Republic. Order 66 is in effect. Jedi are being hunted across the galaxy, and no one knows what to believe. Anakin crosses the room in 3 strides and pulls her into his arms. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Padme. I almost did something terrible. She holds him tight, feeling the tremors running through his body. I know. I felt it. Whatever darkness was pulling at you, I could sense it. But you're here now. What matters? They stand together for a long moment, and Anakin lets himself feel everything. The grief of Palpatine's death. It's the anger at the Jedi for killing him. The fear for Padme's life. The shame at how close he came to falling. He doesn't push the emotions away like a Jedi should. He lets them flow through him, accepting them as part of who he is, and in accepting them, he finds clarity. Padmam, I have to go to the temple. I have to help. Clones are killing Jedi, even the younglings. Whatever Palpatine was, whatever he did, that's not the answer. She nods, her hand touching his cheek. No. Go. Do what you need to do. But Anakin, promise me. Promise me you'll come back. He kisses her forehead. Promise. Across the city, the Jedi Temple burns. Clone troopers of the 501st Legion march. Up the grand stairway, their blasters cutting down any Jedi who try to flee. Inside, the massacre is already underway. Jedi Knights fight desperately to protect the younglings, but they're overwhelmed by sheer numbers. The clones show no mercy, no hesitation. They're not men anymore. Their weapons and their programming is absolute. Kill all Jedi. In the council chambers, Shaak Ti ignites her lightsaber and takes her stand. She won't let them reach the younglings. Not while she still breathes. Commander Appo leads the charge into the temple. He served under Anakin Skywalker for years, fought beside Jedi in countless battles. But none of that matters now. The inhibitor chip in his brain has reduced him to a single purpose: execute Order 66. His troops fan out through the temple halls, hunting down every Jedi they can find. Some Jedi try to surrender. The clones gun them down anyway. Some try to reason with them, appealing to their shared history. The clones don't hear them. They're beyond reason, beyond mercy. They're just following orders. But then, something unexpected happens. A Jedi starfighter screams through the sky and lands on the temple platform. Anakin Skywalker leaps out, his lightsaber already ignited. The 501st troopers turn toward him, weapons raising. These are his men. The worst battles of the Clone Wars. But their eyes are empty, devoid of recognition. General Skywalker. Commander Appo's voice is flat, mechanical. You are to be terminated under Order 66. Anakin's heart sinks. They don't remember him. They don't remember anything except their orders. Stand down, Appo. All of you. That's a direct order from your commanding officer. For a moment, nothing happens. The clones stand frozen, their programming warring with their training. They've been conditioned to obey their generals. But the inhibitor chips are screaming at them to kill all Jedi. The conflict is visible on their faces, in the way there. Hands shake on their weapons. Then, slowly, Appo lowers his blaster. Others follow suit. Not all of them. Some keep their weapons trained on Anakin, unable to overcome the chip's control. But enough lower their guns to create a stalemate. Anakin doesn't waste the opportunity. He reaches out with the Force, not to attack, but to touch their minds. He can feel the inhibitor chips, foreign objects lodged in their brains overriding their free will. Listen to me. All of you, this isn't you. You're being controlled. Whatever order you received, it's wrong. The Jedi aren't traitors. We've fought together, bled together, you know us. Some of the clones hesitate. One removes his helmet and tears stream down his face. General, I can't stop it. The order, it's in my head. I want to kill you, but I can't stop. Anakin's jaw tightens. Then I'll stop it for you. He reaches deeper into the Force than he ever has before, finding the inhibitor chip through his connection to the trooper. It's a delicate operation. One wrong move could kill the man. But Anakin has always had precise control of the Force when he focuses. He finds the chip and sends a pulse of energy through it. The device shorts out, sparking inside the clone's skull. The trooper gasps and collapses, but he's alive. And the look in his eyes when he stands is clear. He's himself again. Sir, I'm So sorry, I didn't mean to... I know, soldier. It's not your fault, but we need to work fast. Get me every medic droid in the temple. We're removing those chips. The process begins. One by one, clones are freed from the inhibitor chips. Some fight against their brothers to protect the Jedi. Others simply remove their helmets and refuse to continue. But not everyone can be saved. Some chips are too deeply embedded, and some clones are too far gone in their programming. These troopers continue their assault, forcing Anakin to defend the temple against his own men. It's the most painful fight of his life. Inside the temple, Shaak Ti holds the council chamber doors. Behind her, 50 younglings huddle together, terrified. Some of them are barely 5 years old. They don't understand what's happening or why the soldiers they trusted are now trying to kill them. Shaak Ti's lightsaber moves in a constant blur, deflecting blaster bolts back at the advancing clones. She's one of the finest Jedi warriors, and she won't be moved. But even she has limits. Her muscles scream with exhaustion. Her lungs burn. And still, the clones keep coming. Then the doors behind her open, and Anakin Skywalker steps through. He takes up position beside her, his blue blade joining her red one. Together, she nods, allowing herself a small smile. Together, the two Jedi fight side by side, and the tide begins to turn. With Anakin's arrival and the growing number of freed clone troopers, the assault on the temple falters. Commander Appo, his chip removed and his mind his own again, takes command of the liberated soldiers. Brothers, we've been used, but we can make this right. Help the Jedi. Protect the younglings. This is our chance to be more than weapons. The 501st splits into two factions. Those freed from their programming defend the temple, those still controlled by their chips continue the assault. The battle rages through the halls, but slowly, surely, the Jedi begin to prevail. The duel is brief. The young man has power, but no discipline. She cuts him down and burns the Sith texts he carried. It's a small victory, one of many she's won over the years. But she knows it's not enough. There will always be others drawn to the dark side's promises. The best the light side can do is remain vigilant, striking down darkness wherever it appears. She sends a report to the Jedi Council, and they thank her for her service. These gray Jedi operating in the shadows are an important part of keeping the galaxy safe. On Coruscant, the Jedi Temple buzzes with activity. A new class of younglings has arrived, children from across the galaxy who've shown Force sensitivity. Among them is a Twi'lek girl from Ryloth, daughter of Cam Syndulla. She's bright, eager, and incredibly powerful. Anakin sees potential in her, takes her under his wing as one of his Padawans. Years continued to pass. Luke and Leia become teenagers, their powers fully manifested. Luke has become an excellent pilot, perhaps even better than his father, though. Anakin would never admit it. He dreams of exploring the unknown regions, finding new worlds and new civilizations. Leia has followed her mother into politics, becoming a junior senator for Naboo. She's fierce in debate, passionate about justice, and utterly unwilling to compromise her principles. Both are being prepared for the roles they'll play in the galaxy's future, though they don't know it yet. Anakin and Padme watch their children with mixture of pride and worry. The galaxy is safer than it's been in generations, but dangers still lurk. One night, Anakin has a vision, sees a figure in black armor, a twisted version of himself, standing over the bodies of Jedi. He sees his children, older, facing impossible odds. He sees a new threat rising, something ancient and terrible. He wakes in a cold sweat, and Padme holds him until he calms. It's just a dream, Ani, just a nightmare. But Anakin knows better. The Force is trying to tell him something. A warning about the future, about threats yet to come. He reports the vision to the Jedi Council, and Yoda meditates on it. Always in motion, the future is
what you saw. One possible path it is, but many futures there are.
Change them we can, with right choices. Anakin nods, but the vision haunts him. That figure in black armor, it looked like him. It's like what he could have become if he'd fallen completely. He increases his training, pushing himself harder than ever. Not to gain power, but to ensure he's ready for whatever comes. He teaches his Padawans with renewed urgency, preparing them for a galaxy that may not stay peaceful forever. And he spends every moment he can with his family, cherishing the time they have together. Because the Force has taught him one lesson above all others: nothing is permanent. Peace can shatter in an instant, love can be lost. But the choices we make, the legacy we leave, those endure. On Mandalore, Duchess Satine and Obi-Wan Kenobi have married. A union that symbolizes the new era of the Jedi Order. Mandalore thrives under her leadership, a peaceful warrior culture that defends itself but doesn't seek conquest. Obi-Wan splits his time between Mandalore and Coruscant, serving as a bridge between the Mandalorians and the Republic on Kashyyyk. The Wookiees have rebuilt their civilization stronger than before. Chewbacca, now a respected warrior, occasionally travels to Coruscant to visit the Jedi Temple. He's formed a particular friendship with Luke Skywalker, and the two often spar in the training grounds. Chewbacca teaches Luke about honor and loyalty, lessons the young Jedi takes to heart. On Naboo, in the Lake Country, Anakin stands on the balcony where he once stood with Padme, afraid and uncertain. Now he's a Jedi Master, a father, a symbol of redemption. He looks up at the twin moons and thinks about the journey that brought him here, from a slave on Tatooine to a Jedi Knight to someone who nearly fell to darkness and back to the light. It's been a long road, full of pain and loss and hard choices, but he wouldn't trade it for anything, because every choice, every struggle led him to this moment. To his family, to the peace he helped forge, to the galaxy he helped save. Pob joins him on the balcony, slipping her hand into his. "What are you thinking about? Everything? How far we've come? How much we've survived?
How lucky I am to have you.
She rests her head on his shoulder. "We're lucky to have each other and our children. You're going to do great things, Annie. I can feel it." He nods, sensing the same thing through the Force. Luke and Leia's destinies are intertwined with the galaxy's fate. They'll face challenges he can't imagine, make choices that will echo through history, but they'll be ready, because they have something he didn't have when he was their age. They have parents who love them, who will support them no matter what. In the Jedi Temple, Master Yoda sits alone in meditation. He's over 900 years old now, ancient even by his species' standards. He knows his time is coming to an end, but he's at peace with that. The Jedi Order will continue without him. A new generation is rising, one that's learned from the mistakes of the past. He thinks about Anakin Skywalker, the boy who was supposed to destroy the Sith and bring balance to the Force. In a way, he did. Not through destruction, but through choice. By choosing light over darkness, love over fear, redemption over damnation. That choice rippled outward, inspiring others, changing the galaxy. Balance, Yoda realizes, isn't about destroying the dark side. It's about choosing the light every day in every moment. That's the real victory. The galaxy turns. Stars are born and die. Civilizations rise and fall. But some truths endure. The Force connects all living things. Light and dark are eternal opposites, locked in an endless dance. And individuals, through their choices, can change the fate of trillions. Anakin Skywalker learned that lesson the hard way. He came within a breath of falling to darkness, of becoming the monster the galaxy feared, but he chose differently. And that choice, that single moment of turning away from evil, saved everything. Republic endures, reformed and stronger. The Jedi continue, wiser and more compassionate. And the Skywalker family stands as a beacon of hope, proof that redemption is always possible. That's our theory. The Star Wars universe is a galaxy filled with exciting stories and possibilities, and we love exploring them. If you want to accompany us on this journey to a galaxy far, far away, then please like, share, and subscribe to our channel.